Here we are on Monday night, 7:22, with our first accountability call with the lovely Felice. And fascinated to hear how her first call went. We had a great call last night on Sunday as we went through creating some invites for her top 10. And we're going to do a couple more of preparation of invites, so hold on for the call. Once we've gone through the accountability call, we'll do a couple more invites at the end of this, so stay with us. But for right now, Felicia, how did things go?
Well, a little challenging. I called Aaron first. I got a recording that said his voicemail wasn't set up. So that was, a little disappointing. So then I called Gina and also got her voicemail. And then I left the message that you texted me yesterday that said to leave a message. And I just said, hey, it's Felice. I said, hey, this is Felice. Hi, Gina. Hope you're well. This is Felice. Will you call me back because I have something to tell you? And then I said, thank you, and then I hung up.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick, because we've got a couple of voicemails here, and I know we've got a lot of new people listening to this call. I have a little bit of a process for voicemails. Very often the question is, what do I leave on the voicemail when I get a voicemail? What do I leave on the recording? And the first thing is I don't leave any details other than the fact it's me. I don't say I want to talk to them about a business deal. I just say there's something important I want to talk to you about. So, and I have a rule of 4 calls as well. So let me kind of quickly give you a quick rundown of what they are. So I call up and I get a voicemail. First thing is going to be like with Aaron. I say, hey, Aaron, this is Felice. Right? This is Felice. Something I need to give you a quick call about. Give me a call when you get a chance. Thanks very much. And that's it. Now, obviously, you couldn't do that for him because, his voicemail isn't set up. But that's the general rule. If he doesn't call you back, then you can call someone back the same day for the first 2 calls. So you can give him a call back and say, hey, Aaron, I left a message earlier on. Not sure if you got the message. Give me a call. Got something I want to talk to you about. And that's it. So that's the second one. Then the third one, I would do the next day. If he still hasn't called you back, and I'm going to guilt them into calling me because they should call me back. And I'm going to say, hey, Aaron, I left a couple of messages for you yesterday. Hope everything's okay. Haven't heard back, so not sure if everything's okay. Give me a call when you get a chance. Something I need to talk to you about. Okay? So something like that. And then if he still doesn't call back, then I leave it another day for the 4th call, and this is when I'm going to take it away from them because this works really well. For 2 reasons, and I'll cover that in a second. So the 4th call would be, hey, Aaron, left a few messages for you. I'm assuming you must be out of town because you're usually really good at getting back to me if you know him. If not, then just say, hey, I'm assuming you must be out of town. I want to make sure that I'm appropriate. I don't want to be a nuisance, so this is the last time I'm going to call you. But when you get this message, give me a call back, something important I need to talk to you about. Here's the reason why we take it away in the 4th call. First of all, we don't want to be calling and leaving a message like a long lost puppy or a ditched boyfriend or a ditched girlfriend, calling and whining. We don't want to do that because that'll do nothing but steal your power. It's it's disheartening when they constantly never take your call, and it just takes power away from you. So we're going to take that power right back, and on the 4th call, we're going to take it away and say, listen, as I did. I mean, we don't need to go through it again. So on the 4th call, that's when I'll take it away. And very often that'll be enough to have someone give you a call. If not, then we just put them on the drip list and give them a call back in 2 or 3 months. But we're not going to, keep calling. It's inappropriate. It's weird for them to constantly get your calls. It comes across as desperate. But secondly, it's not good for your own self-esteem and your own power because it just feels like they're just taking it every time you call. So does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. And that's how I was feeling, that I'm like, how much should I call? And if I'm not saying anything on their voice message, then it's going to get weird real quick. So,
right.
So that's why I called you and asked you how many times should I call them. Yeah. So thank you for that.
So now we know it's a four.
Yeah.
It's a 4 call, and it's a kind of a general rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are always exceptions, but that's very important so that you can maintain, because this business, people can steal. You know, you get enough people telling you no, or this is BS, this isn't a proper business, or this is a pyramid scheme, or they're not taking your calls. It can really drain you, and I won't allow anybody to do that. This is a valid business. I'm a good person. I'm not hassling anybody, so I'm not going to allow anybody to steal my power, and if anything, I'm going to take it back. So that's why we do that. Very important, and it just means that we can keep our list clean and keep putting new names in there, and we're constantly speaking to people who will pick up the phone. That's who we want to talk to.
Right. Okay, so let me go back and repeat what I think I heard from you. So, is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the first time you just leave the message that says, hey, you know, whoever, Aaron, this is Felice, how are you? Or hope you're doing well. Not how are you, but hope you're doing well. Please call me back. I have something important to tell you. And then the second time that you call, if they haven't responded, what would you say in, like, if you called them, like, at around noon time, what would you say if they hadn't called you back by, like, I don't know, 4 or 5? Or...
So, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's pretty like you normally would.
Yeah, okay. And then the second message, I'm sorry, would you say the exact same thing, or pretty much the same thing?
Exactly. Yeah, I left you a message earlier on. Give me a call back when I need to get back to you.
Yeah. Okay. And then on the third call, would you maybe do that in the same day, or would you wait till the next day to do the third?
No, leave it. No, 3 calls a day comes across as desperate.
Yeah. Okay, so 2. And then on the third call, you might wait a day, or would you follow up on the next day?
Then it'd be the next day.
Yeah, okay, because I'm writing this down.
Okay, no problem.
So the third call, you call on the next day, and would you just mention I haven't heard from you, or?
No, the third call is the third. Yeah, again, we don't want to be whiny. The third call is, hey, listen, I left you a couple of messages. Haven't heard from you. I hope everything's okay. That's where I'm getting the guilt in there. You know, because I'm replying, you haven't called me back in a couple of calls, so something must be wrong, right? So that's why I do that. So and use that kind of wording and that kind of emphasis. You know, I hope everything's okay, like you're caring. You're not, I haven't heard from you. I haven't heard from you is a little bit whiny, you know? Whereas I hope everything's okay is guilting them into calling you. We don't want to whine. We want to, you know, I'm not saying guilting is necessarily any better, but we wanted to call it.
Okay. So you just say, I hope everything is okay. Do you say, call me back, or what do you say after you say, I hope everything is okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So the third call is, hey, Aaron, gave you a couple of calls yesterday. Didn't hear back. I hope everything's okay. But give me a call. Something important I need to talk to you about.
Okay. All right.
And again, this is being recorded, so if you can't get it all written down right now, you can listen back to the recording in a second.
Okay. And then the fourth call, you say it's a takeaway. If they haven't called you by the fourth call, you're taking it away, saying, you know. The fourth call is going to be, hey, Aaron, I left you a few messages over the last couple of days. I'm assuming you must be out of town. Okay.
Right? Because he's not calling you back. That's a fair assumption. But I want to make sure that I'm appropriate. And again, this is being recorded, so you can write this down. You know, listen back to the recording. I want to be appropriate. I don't want to be a nuisance. So I'm not going to call. I'm not going to keep calling. This is the last call. But when you get this message, give me a call back. Something important I need to talk to you about.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Got it.
All right. No problem.
Okay. All right. So then on Gina's call, I called her, and left her that message. Hey, Gina, it's Felice. I hope you're doing well. I have something important to tell you. Please give me a call back. And then I said thanks, and then hung up.
I might change that. I might change those words slightly. I have something important to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That says to me that you've got news for her, and it's not really news. It's something I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
I would change it. It's a nuance, but I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I've got something I want to tell you. Says, I've got news, and it's, and we don't want people to think, oh, bad news or something like that. Something I need to talk to you about. That implies that there's going to be a two-way conversation, not I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, right. Okay, yeah, I like that. So then she returned my call, but unfortunately, my phone didn't ring. I just got a beep that said I had a voice message, and it was probably because I was on the phone.
Right.
So I was like, shoot. Then I called her back and got her voice message again. And she just said, hey, Felice, it's Gina. I'm calling you back. And so
that's fine.
And then I called her, but then got her voice message again and said, sorry, we're playing telephone tag. Call me back. And then I hadn't heard from her, so I tried her one more time, but still got her voice message. And I told her that I apologize. I said, I apologize for missing your call. My phone is kind of crapping out, so I did say that was the truth. I said, please give me a call back. So there we go.
Be careful not to be too apologetic. I appreciate one should be respectful, but don't be too apologetic. Otherwise, you're demeaning yourself, and we want to make sure we're posturing here. Again, it's a very subtle thing. Hey, sorry I didn't get you. I missed your call earlier on, but I'm calling you back. You don't have to tell her why. Because my phone's broken or my phone's cracking or whatever. I think that is posturing in a weaker position, and we want to posture. I'm sorry I missed your call. I probably was on the line or whatever, something like that. Perfectly reasonable. Call her back. Remember, we're posturing here. We're offering this woman a business. She wants to go into business with you. She's going to want to go into business with someone who has some posture,
Yeah. Makes sense.
So that's that. And the rule of 4 voicemails is obviously not relevant here because she's called you back. So now this is just phone tag until, she's obviously willing to talk to you, so that's fine. So we don't have the 4 calls and that's it. Just keep calling each other until you, finally hook up.
Okay. And so that was another thing I wanted to mention. I will actually see her on Wednesday. So, not get away from doing the call, but I just wondered about that. I'm going to see her on Wednesday. So how should I handle that if we don't get in touch with each other?
Oh, and then you see her on Wednesday?
Yeah.
See her and bump into her and stuff. What is it? Is it a social environment or business or what?
Yeah. So we decided, a group of us, to start a prayer group, and she's going to be in it. So
okay. All right. So here's what I would do is what I always have talked about in these purge calls for the years I've been doing this is exercise patience and be appropriate. It's a prayer group. It's not a business deal. They'll just say, so I would not, tell her what it's about. I would say, oh, it's great to see you. And she'll say, I've been meaning to call, I've been trying calling you. Sorry you haven't got to, to blah, blah, blah and stuff. What is it you got to talk to me about? Say, well, look, now's not a good time. Obviously, we're here for our prayer group. So all I wanted to do was arrange a time to get together. So let's get the prayer group done and I'll give you a call. You get it away. You don't want to get dragged into something at the prayer group. It's inappropriate.
Yeah, and I was feeling that, and I was going to mention that last night, but we were getting close to being okay. Yeah, so fine. I was. Yeah, so that. I mean,
the worst case scenario on that is if she does say, well, I'm available on Friday, then go for an appointment. If she says, if she gives you the, that she's available. But we want to avoid you getting dragged into a presentation. So,
yes.
Just say, obviously now's not the time. We're here for a prayer group. I'll give you a buzz a bit later on. Like about 3 o'clock, you're going to be available. Yeah, that sounds good. That type of thing.
Okay.
But, don't get dragged into it.
But do I really want to completely divorce myself of that? Because what if she says, well, let's talk after the prayer group?
Well, that's great. If she's got time to go for a coffee with you, then fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, actually, we'll be next door to her house, so.
Yeah, and so, if she says, well, what about, after the prayer group, say, yeah, that'd be great. We can grab a coffee. Implies there's a little bit of time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thanks.
No problem. All right, so that's Gina and Mark. What else is going on? Did you manage to get anything else done? Any other calls done today with Tim, for example?
No, I didn't get to Tim today, but I did get a call from a person that I had talked with a couple of months ago about Ambit. And it was more of a casual meeting, and then we got to talking about stuff. And he had moved to Florida. Well, he called me today at lunchtime and said, "Hey, I'm back in town, and I'm ready to get started with Ambit."
Well, take that one. And you know what? Because that happened during the Purge Call week, I'm going to take that as a score for us, all right?
Awesome. I will take it, too. So he's going to come tomorrow to the lunch meeting at Sherlock's, and he said, he asked me already. He's like, here. He was trying to hand me cash, and I'm like, there's no cash. You have to use your credit.
Oh, bless him. Yeah, he's ready to go. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Good deal. What's his name, by the way?
His name is Delon. D-L-O-N. D-L-O-N.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told him, yes, have your credit card ready.
Great. Good job. Well done, lovely. All right. So that's the calls we've done today, but I want to get a couple more invites done. So as I promised at the beginning of the call, so let's do Scott and Mike. First of all, tell me about Scott.
Okay. Scott is a person I met on a plane last Thanksgiving. He owns his own financial consulting business, financial planning consulting business. And we struck up a conversation on the plane, and he told me, gave me his card. He's like, yeah, give me a call because, he said he was interested in the free electricity. He was really interested in solar, but he was interested in free electricity. And I did reach out to him, and he told me he was extremely busy, but I let him fall through the cracks. So I thought that
happens to all of us, lovely. That happens to all of us. In fact, today I'd let someone slightly fall through the cracks by a couple of months, and she just joined the business with someone else.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's a good friend of mine. But this other person was super pushy, and she just went with him. So, these things happen to the best of us, lovely. It happens. But
yes. Okay.
Okay. So what I would do, this one's fairly simple. You probably don't need the full invite because he already knows that you're in Ambit. He's already talked about free electric. I would just basically give him a follow-up call. Say, hey, Scott, it's Felice. We haven't spoken for whatever. Just say, look, I've been going through my what would you call it? My database, and and I've got. Oh, no, I'd say I've got you in my calendar for a follow-up call.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a call to arrange a time for us to get together to talk about some business. I would be that direct.
Okay. All right.
So we don't need to go through the whole rigmarole of the 6 parts of the invite because he knows you're in Ambit. You already talked about it. He's expressed interest. So I may, kind of whet his appetite a little bit more. Do you have free electricity, by the way?
Me? No.
Yeah. No?
No, I do not.
So I would say to him, hey Scott, it's Felice. You're in my calendar for a follow-up call today. So I'm, being efficient. Want us to get together so we can talk a little bit more about our businesses and see, how we can help each other, and specifically about the free electricity, which I know you expressed interest when we last spoke.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's easy and straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, he's a financial planner, so he's used to networking. He's used to doing one-on-one meetings and following up and stuff like that. He's interested in meeting new people and getting business for himself, as indeed you are. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
All right, so that's Scott. Who was the other one?
Mike.
Mike. All right, tell me about Mike.
Okay, so I met Mike at a networking event. He has a business where he does funding for oil wells. So like regular people who want to invest in that, he has kind of like a program where regular people that don't have thousands of dollars can get together on I forget what it's called, but some kind of like a share thing, and so they can invest a little bit. But
gotcha. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I met him, like I said, at a networking event. Really, really nice guy, and just was like talked to us for 3 hours about all kinds of stuff. So I think he has a lot of connections, of course. And
is he pretty successful at what he does?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know? So you know him? You don't know him personally. You know him through the networking event.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. All right. Well, this one sounds like it's similar to the gentleman. I think it was Tim. We were going to get some advice for an opinion. I would get together. Remember, I would go for that same type of approach. So, hey, Mike, this is Felice. You may have to remind him how you know him, I would imagine.
Yeah.
We met at the networking event, whenever it was. And I've been meaning to give you a call. I was thinking about, the time when you spoke to us, and I was very interested in what you had to talk about and stuff. But I wanted to get together with you at some point because I've just started on a new business project that I'm working to help me with making sure my grandchild gets to college with all her, fees and everything paid for. And I'm really excited about what's happening. But I specifically wanted to get together with you because I know you're very well connected, and perhaps you could make some introductions for me. But more important than that, I obviously, respect you from a distance, seeing what you've been doing. And I'd love to get your opinion on what I'm doing, and maybe some advice, because this is my first, of my own business. So I don't know what your timing's like, but maybe on Friday at 5:30, perhaps we can I can buy you a coffee. Not perhaps, no. On Friday, I'd like to buy you a coffee and get some feedback on what I'm doing.
Okay.
So that's the approach I would make with him.
Okay. So I'm putting feedback and connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So, so that one's, a slightly different dynamic because you don't know him too well. But you want to buy him a coffee just to kind of pick his brain and because you want to know what you're doing because he's so well connected and can maybe connect you with people.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good deal. So good accountability call. Excellent. A good first day. You've got some stuff. You've got some people to follow up with tomorrow as well. So you've got a few calls you can be making. And let's get on the accountability. Call me if you need to. Text me if you need to. And let's get on the accountability call tomorrow evening. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you, Richard. Again, you are awesome. And
you say the sweetest things. Only because I love you, Felice. You know that, lovely.
Well, I mean it. I mean it.
All right. Well, I really appreciate that.
Okay.
That's very kind. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, good luck tomorrow. Call me if you need me, as I say, and I'll speak to you tomorrow evening.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye now.